In this video, we're going to learn how to draw letters in two-point perspective. So first up, I'm going to draw a horizon line right across the middle of my page. Then I'll put two vanishing points. Near the corners of the page is usually a good spot. Now the plan is to draw a cube and use it as a guide for drawing the letters. To start, I think I'll put my cube down here below the horizon line. I'll start by drawing a vertical line to mark one edge of the cube. As I said before, I'll be connecting the top and the bottom of this line to those vanishing points. So first, let's link up the top and bottom to the vanishing point on this side. And then do the same on the other side. Okay, so now I want to draw a letter E inside this cube. And I need to decide which side should be the arms of the letter. I think I'll draw a parallel line really close to this edge, close to that main line I drew first. This will be the back plane of the letter. Then I'm going to connect this corner to the vanishing point on the right. So this is my back edge. And then I need to decide how wide I want these arms to be. So I'm drawing my next parallel line as far as I want to go towards the vanishing point on the right. Remember, this cube is placed below the horizon line, so we can actually see the top surface of this cube. So next I'm going to connect this line to the vanishing point on the left. This will finish the top surface of the cube. And now I have this edge here. Next, I'm going to draw another line. This time it should be barely visible. I'll define this guideline by creating a dashed line here. Then we need to mark the width of each arm of the letter. I'm spacing these sections roughly without using any ruler or any measurements. Remember to mark the gaps between each arm as well. After making these spots, connect each one to the vanishing point on the right. Okay, let's erase some of these guidelines and converging lines because it's getting pretty messy here. I'm going to erase some of my guidelines so that I can see things better and keep going. I redarkened my horizon line because it got accidentally erased while I was erasing the guidelines. Then if you accidentally erased your main lines, you need to redraw them too. So I'm redrawing and darkening the lines now. You can use a ruler to do this, or you can just do it freehand. I'm erasing the rest of the dashed lines because we don't need them anymore. And now all I need to do is just connect these two corners to the vanishing point on the left. And you don't even have to draw this converging line all the way to the vanishing point. You can just draw it as far as it needs to reach this point because this is the portion we need. But I'm going to go all the way to the vanishing point and draw the full line to show you how it is. But you don't have to, like I said. I'll do the same for the next corner and connect it to the vanishing point. So this is the portion we need and the rest of the line should be erased anyway. As you can see, I need to redraw and darken my lines again. And lastly, I just like to add some shadows to these inner surfaces of this letter to give it some dimension. I'm going to draw my next one above the horizon line. So as usual, I'll start by drawing a vertical line. And I'll draw a longer vertical line for this one because I might want to draw a larger letter above the horizon line. And then like we did before, I'll connect each of the corners, the bottom and top, to each of the vanishing points. I'm basically drawing the same letter in different positions on this page, below, above, or right on the horizon line. Okay, so like we did before, we need to first mark that back edge of the letter, and then we'll work on drawing the other side, which is where the arms of the letter E will go. I'm going to draw it in the opposite direction, kind of reverse this time, and put the arms facing the left side of the page. So for the next step, you need to draw a parallel line for the back edge. And then from the bottom of that line, draw a converging line to the vanishing point on the left. So this is the width of this side. Next, we need to mark the width of the other side, which is going to be for the arms of the letter E. After drawing my second parallel line, I'll connect it to the vanishing point from the bottom. So one parallel line should be closer to the main line and the other should be farther away. Again, we need to mark the width of each of the arms. I'm going to do it freehand without measuring again. After this, don't forget to draw your dashed line here, next to this main line as a guideline. Then after marking each arm, you need to draw converging lines to the vanishing point to find the right angle for each line. But like I said, you don't have to draw it all the way to the vanishing point. You can just draw it from this dashed line to the outer edge. Just draw a line to the vanishing point on the left and draw the portion you need. In total, we need 4 lines inside this cube to mark the arms. Now let's erase the guidelines again, but be careful not to accidentally erase your main lines. Also, erase these 2 small lines. These parts aren't supposed to be blocked by any line. Also, erase these parts of the dash line. Next, we need to connect this corner and this one to the right vanishing point. Now again, you don't need to draw the full converging line all the way to the vanishing point. It's enough to just draw the portion you need. And lastly, we need to shape these planes to give the shape some dimension. Next, I'm going to draw my next letter right on the horizon line itself. So again, we'll start by drawing a vertical line and then we'll connect the bottom and top of the line to each of the vanishing points. Maybe I should shorten this line from the bottom a bit because I don't want these 2 letters to overlap. I'm going to first mark this plane here. I'll then erase this portion of the horizon line which is visible through the shape. And then I'll also erase these 2 guidelines here. I usually erase the guidelines at the end of the process, but I'm going to do it now. Okay, for the next step, we need to figure out how wide we want the arms to be. Again, erase the part of the horizon line, which is transparent in this part of the shape. It would be really confusing if you keep that line, so it's better to just erase it early on. Now let's mark the dashed line. And then after this, we decide where to place the arms and the gaps between the arms. And like we did before, just connect each of these spots to the right vanishing point. Again, we need to erase these parts because these gaps aren't supposed to be blocked. So it's better to erase them now because in the next step, we need to connect these edges to the left vanishing point. Since our shape is a little bit tilted towards the top portion of the page and it's mostly above the horizon line, we need to connect the bottom of these planes because we see the bottom surfaces of them because we're looking up at them. The last edge is below the horizon line. We barely see the bottom here. It's really close to the horizon line, so it should be almost parallel to that line. But as we go towards the top, we see more and more of the planes from below. Next, erase the parts of the dashed lines that aren't needed anymore. And the only thing we need to do is to darken our lines. I'm going to darken my lines, and I'll meet you back here in the next step. Lastly, I'll quickly shade these planes to just give it a quick dimension. I'm going to draw a few more letters to fill these empty spaces on my sheet, and the principles are still the same. I drew another cube here, and for this one I'm going to use a different approach to draw my next letter. I'm going to draw it from this edge. It's like it's facing us from this front face. We follow the same steps for drawing a cube in two-point perspective as usual. So we draw the parallel lines on each side, and then connect the top of those parallel lines to each of the vanishing points. I'll draw my dashed line here this time. And instead of marking the lines for the arms and the gaps between them on this edge, I'll mark them here on this front edge. Now I'll connect these spots to both of the vanishing points instead of just one. Again, you don't have to draw the converging lines all the way to the vanishing points. On the left, I just need to extend them until I reach this dash line. And on the right side, just extend them until you reach the outer edge of the cube. Okay, so now we're looking at the arms from two sides. And there's one more thing we need to do. But before that, let's erase these guidelines because it's so messy here. So I'll erase these converging lines. Also erase the lines that are blocking the gaps between the arms again and the parts of the dash lines that aren't needed anymore. Okay, so for the next step, like we connected this edge to the left vanishing point to find the top surface, the very top surface of this shape, we also need to connect these lower edges to the left. I'm just going to find the top surface of each of these arms. Just draw the portion of the converging line you need until you reach this edge on top of each arm. This way you don't have to erase the converging lines and then darken and redraw the main lines again. Now I can see these top surfaces of the arms. And like we did before, just connect each of these spots to the right vanishing point. We can finally see this letter from this front edge and see two sides of the arms. Finally, I'll give some dimension to my letter by shading some of these planes to make it look more 3D. That also helps to separate the different planes. Now for the last one, I'm going to draw another letter from the same angle above the horizon line. The difference is this time we see the bottom planes of the shape since we're looking up at the shape. So I'll start my next project by drawing a cube. And I'll start that cube by drawing just a vertical line to begin with. This is the only space I've got here to draw my last shape. And this one's really close to the vanishing point. The point is that the more a shape is close to one of the vanishing points, the more irregular, curvy, or less proportionate it starts to appear. So if it happens to you, don't panic, it's totally normal. I don't want my shape to intersect with this letter below it, so I'll just extend this converging line on the right as far as I want the width of my shape to be. Draw the cube and go through the same steps you do as you draw a normal cube above the horizon line, and erase the guidelines after that. Next, draw the dashed line on each side you prefer. I'll draw it here on this corner. Then mark the placement of each arm and the gaps between them on this front corner. Remember, this is the very first line we constructed for drawing this cube. Since we're not measuring these spots and we're drawing them freehand, we might need to erase and adjust them a few times to see where we would like to place them on this line. Follow the next steps as we did before for the previous letter. Connect each of these spots to the vanishing point to the right until you reach the outer edge of the cube. Then on the left, extend each converging line until you reach the dashed line. Next, erase the parts of the dashed lines that you don't need anymore. And erase these lines that are blocking the gaps between the arms. To be able to see the bottom planes of each arm, like we did for the very bottom plane, connect these edges to the vanishing point on the left. And lastly, connect these two corners to the vanishing point on the right. Okay, and then we can just simply give some dimension to the shape by simply hatching some of these planes. Lastly, darken your main lines to make your shape pop more. Thank you for following this tutorial. I'm glad you made it this far. I hope this tutorial was helpful and easy to follow. Until next time, and have fun drawing.